right, listen. I'm going to try and sound smart for 5 minutes.
Uh-oh.
I don't have a lot more than that, okay? But
time.
this is built-in conspiracy, so it's not really going to be a lot of education. Now, then NASA is set to do the first man-moon rocket.
Yeah.
Where we send astronauts like we did with Buzz Aldrin, like we did with Neil Armstrong, send a man-moon rocket. We haven't done it in 50 years, okay? After more than 50 years without sending anybody human beyond the Earth's orbit, NASA is gearing up to launch a crewed mission around the moon. The flight is called Artemis 2. Okay, it'll lift off aboard NASA's powerful Space Launch System, SLS rocket, and Orion spacecraft from the Kennedy Space Center. Is going to be around early February of this year. So it's getting ready to happen. It's not like future. It's like right here upon us. There's a crew of 4 astronauts: Reed Weissman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Canada's Jeremy Hansen.
Okay.
Bet you he's the one that says, hey. They'll spend about 10 days flying further from Earth than anybody has in like 5 decades. They're going to loop around the moon and return home.
Oh, that's cool.
Now.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm confused.
All right.
Way back when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin did it, they landed on the moon.
Yes.
Because I saw this on like a documentary that was put on TikTok. They had like clips of it. So we always talk about there's no wind in space. How was the flag blowing? And blah, blah, blah. And there's no gravity. How could you hit the golf ball and it comes down? Okay, those things, they make sense. But what they explained to me is that the days up there are so hot that it's like 2,000 degrees.
Ooh.
And the nights
Are
up
freezing.
there are like negative 2,000 degrees. So it's frozen.
Okay.
And they're like, so these cars that we had that ran up there on the moon where they were driving it around, and we've all seen those videos where they was driving the moon rover.
Yeah.
They were like, so how did the moon rover move? Because batteries don't work in that extreme heat and cold. And, you know, there's no rocket propulsion because there's no oxygen up there, so you can't do that. And they're like, even the phone call that we had where the President Nixon talked to Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, and it was a straight fluid. They basically picked up a regular landline, and it showed him on the landline talking to the astronauts. But we now know that it takes like a good 2 seconds for the audio to get to Houston and then to the satellite and beamed up to there. So it has to be big delays. But it was a fluid conversation back and forth.
Well, maybe they
yes, sir,
edited it.
Mr. President. You know that. I think you guys have done a great job. It was back and forth like that. It was like a fluid conversation.
Well, I mean, we edit audio, so it's a little bit tighter. Maybe they did the
But
same thing.
but 50 years ago?
Sure. Why not? That's
all
they
in
movies
that's
and
all
stuff
in the fake
50
though.
years
That's
ago.
all in the
Meredith,
fake.
you're just believing what they want you
I
to
went to
believe.
Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
I
mean,
seen it.
of course
seen
we
it
got
with
big
my
rockets.
eyes.
No, you seen the rockets.
Yeah, I saw.
And we got rockets.
and they're cool.
But I'm saying this proof, because then they said at the end of it, they said, well, wait a minute. If we went to the moon, walked around, played golf, planted flags, drove vehicles, did all those things. It's like, because we got vehicles that can't roll across snow and cold here. And that's just negative 12.
Right.
Negative 2,000. What kind of tires were those 50 years ago, and why we don't have that technology here?
Maybe it's
and
temperature
if we
control.
do have that technology here, why have we not done it in 50 years? Why? Why?
Let my man cook.
We have been back to the moon.
No.
We just haven't sent humans.
Right.
Well,
because it ain't.
We already did it. Why are we going to do it again? And we did it on purpose because we wanted to beat the
Oh,
Russians.
So now
Yeah.
we're just gonna do a drive-by and loop the moon and come back, and it's a big deal.
Orbit the
Why
moon.
is that a big deal if we physically landed on the moon before and went up there and played kickball?
Yeah.
He's calling Cap.
I'm just saying it makes a lot of
makes
sense now.
It
It's
makes
like,
sense.
because you haven't done it. The only proof that this happened is in filed, like old reels, like projector reels that are archived in the government system.
Right.
We have never done it again So doesn't that mean that it didn't happen and we just all are being duped?
Why haven't we been back, Meredith?
And now that we're going back now, we're not landing. Nobody's walking. Nobody's talking. They're just going to loop around the moon and come back. We just doing a drive-by? What the hell is
Did the
that?
space station tell you?
If we already accomplished our goal, why would we continue to do it instead of progress the NASA program and go to Mars and look at other planets?
I'll answer. Because for experimentation, but also, didn't we talk about like a month ago that there's people selling tickets and real estate on the moon for like $1 million?
Yeah,
so
and
that
I
would
told
mean,
you that we should do that.
No, we
because
should
they're
not.
trying to build hotels on the moon. And that sounds awesome.
No, but
maybe
like-
that's why. Maybe that's why they're trying to see the other side of the moon to see which would be the best to build our next house on.
That's what we just...
Our next hotel.
I'm so sick of y'all.
Our next
This says the
Airbnb.
flight won't land on a lunar surface, but it's a major test of NASA's deep space system and a key step toward future moon walks and even a mission to Mars.
Yeah.
So it's a key step in future moon walks, which we have already done a moon walk. So what are we testing it for?
So we have some answers
Real
to your questions.
Real estate.
One person says, them boys had AT&T. They were the first ones with it, and the rover had solar power with a set of Goodyears. That's what they said. You've also been called out on the temperature. It's not minus 2,000, it's minus 200.
Yeah,
which
totally
is still
different.
Way.
Okay, my bad.
Still
I
freezing.
added a zero. My bad. They said 2,000 on the voiceover. So minus 200 degrees still. Negative 200. If it's negative 12, which
Right.
it is right now in Chicago, it's a problem.
Right.
Like people are tripping.
It just-
So this is in space and it's negative 200 and we got
Yeah.
vehicles rolling around and people out there playing a hole of golf and all this other stuff, and now we can't go back. I'm
Right.
telling y'all, this is cap, and I know damn well this gonna mean the black sedans gonna pull up and they gonna take care of your boy. So just know I am not suicidal.
Okay, good. Make sure you say that extra loud.
Out of the-
Show up to work tomorrow.
Out of the A13, somebody's saying, I didn't know Meredith smoked weed. And then there are other people agreeing with you, and they're agreeing with the theory that has always been talked about, saying that the moon landing was fake.
I mean, it really says it when it would be like Johnny Carson being in color, and then you don't see any other TV shows in color after that. It's like, well, why did we go away from doing it? No,
Yeah.
that TV progressed, and now we're on streaming, and now we've seen progression. This NASA program, which is supposed to be the smartest of the smartest, the best of the best of the best,
It is.
they haven't progressed on anything with
I
the
think
moon?
50
that
years?
is such an
In
insult.
5 decades?
That's an insult to, us as Americans and everything that we built for NASA. To
I mean,
say
you know,
that
Johnny
we haven't progressed.
You know, Johnny from the street team works for NASA. He's literally a rocket scientist,
Right.
So
That's why he's
I
on
know
street
that there's been progress there,
Right.
and I know there's smart people there. But I'm saying, who ain't never gonna go back to a neighborhood that they went to for the first time?
We can't inhabit the area, so why would we just continue to go back?
To study it. That's what we do everything.
We have moon rocks and all that stuff. We have it. That's why we decided to go to other planets like Mars.
And by
the way,
we
I
have
think-
not gone to Mars. Robots have gone to Mars.
We're trying to send-
We've gotten pictures from Mars.
It's not pictures. We have an actual telescope that's
How
up
do you
there.
know?
813 says
telescope
not.
that's up in space right
Hey,
now.
they said nice knowing you. Oh, them body snatchers coming.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so my personal opinion about that is, and I told you this, is I think that the video of Rover and all that stuff, I feel like it's a mixture of what we really did up there and also staged to make sure that the entire planet knew that we were the first to go up there to make sure that we could beat
Staged
Russia.
is the key
I-
word.
So I think
it was
we
staged.
really went up there. I think that we did go and walk on the moon. I think that actually happened, but I feel like some of it was also staged.
So when we
It's a
go,
mixture.
so when we do this drive by and this loop de loo,
Yeah.
because all we doing is spin the block.
A loop-de-loop?
That's what they said. They just said on the thing, we're spinning the block. We're going around we're going around the moon,
Yeah.
and we're coming back. So when we cruise around, we should still see that flag that was up there that was planted by
put there.
Neil Armstrong. We should still see that American flag because we was the first on the moon.
Is that still there? I don't
Yeah,
even
of
know
course
if
it got
that's
to
still
be.
there.
Who's
Who
gonna
got
take
it?
it
Who
down?
went and got it off the
Maybe
moon?
it turned into, space trash or
Man,
something.
shut
Flew away.
up.
I'm
They
saying-
got to you, Meredith. They did. They got to you.
I like to believe that we actually went up there.
I mean, you're saying that it is disrespect for us to say that, but
No. I'm saying like to not think that we haven't progressed at all.
I don't think. No, I think we
so
progressed.
much science is put into that.
I just don't think that we've done everything that the government said we have done.
All I'm
I
saying is that
can agree with.
phone call was fake.
It edited it to make sure that it didn't have the huge gaps in it. We do that all the time.
And you know what they said on the thing? The dude that climbed, the Alex guy that climbed to the top of the thing in China on Netflix.
Yeah.
He climbed all the way to the top, and he tried to do a selfie and tried to like reach out to his people because it was like a monumentous thing.
Right.
And he couldn't get a signal.
Yeah.
And so the person said, so if he couldn't get a signal on the tallest building in China, how the hell did they get a signal back to the president on a landline?
Right.
That was in the White House translated through 50 years
But
of technology,
astronauts-
those old technological computers,
Right.
sending it up there. So they were like, we got
They
the
can
best
talk to the
technology now.
They can talk to the control center. I mean, you have to, as an astronaut, you have to be able. They have to talk and coordinate and do all that kind of
But
stuff.
not in real time.
And then you patch in the president.
But not in real time.
Who videoed it?
I can't answer these questions. Those are confidential.
Who videoed it?
That was the other question, too. They're like, they out there jumping around, hopping around, high-fiving. Somebody got to run the tape.
Exactly.
Who was shooting it?
Whose video?
They got a shooter.
Wasn't it a camera that was attached to the?
Of
little
course
station?
it was.
Shuttle,
Yeah, that's
ship,
what it was.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I think
that's what it is.
I think
Glad
that
you explained that to me. Thank you very much.
the theory. I'm still with the theory that Americans did this so that we could bankrupt Russia into trying to beat us in the space race. And that's a theory that's been around for decades, and I still
think that's cap too because so Russia was like, all right, well since y'all beat us, we ain't got to go either. It's just really impossible to go. They just probably looked at our movie and said, oh, that is very not good.
What accent was that?
I don't know what the hell that was.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
But it'll be the last accent y'all hear because they coming together.
Thank you for watching this video. For all things wild, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.